Masking in Lightroom has come a ridiculously long way over the years, from the rudimentary linear and radial gradients to the more sophisticated luminosity and color range masking selections. But in the world of landscape and nature photography, there is one mask that is almost never utilized, even though I have found it the most helpful masking selection in my arsenal. This mask helps you separate layers, refine dodging and burning, and create a three-dimensional quality to your images that make you feel like you can waltz right into them. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you every tip, trick, and hack I know for maximizing the potential of the object selection tool. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Here we are in Lightroom, and we can go ahead and click and develop our first image that we're going to be looking at here. This is a photograph from the New Mexico Badlands, and as we can see on the right-hand side, we have already done some basic adjustments in this image to increase the exposure and expand that dynamic range. But that's not what I want to focus on. What I want this tutorial to focus on and to teach you is the power of the object selection tool within Lightroom's masking panel, because it is a super useful tool and we're going to be using it to really bring out a ton of depth in this image. So for our first use, what I want to do is to really increase the exposure or brighten up our midground here, or our main subject in this image. I don't want to brighten up the sky. I don't want to brighten up the foreground. I only want to increase the exposure of this kind of crazy, weird looking rock formation. And I can do that very easily with our masking panel. So I'm going to go over here to that, I'm going to create a new mask. And rather than select object, I'm going to go down to radial gradient first off. I'm going to click on that and make a very, very large radial gradient right over the center here. And I'm going to increase the exposure of this. Go quite a bit. I'm also going to increase the shadows, and I'm also going to increase the color temperature just a little bit as well, just to warm it up. Now, if I click on Show Overlay, we can of course see it is affecting not only our midground, but it's also affecting the foreground, this kind of framing element here, as well as the sky. Now, of course, I don't want that to happen, or I don't want it to affect anything but the midground. So now I can go ahead and subtract with our Select Object tool, and I can just go ahead and brush out all of our foreground here, just like so. And just like this, I'm going to let go, and you can see it's going to think for a second, and boom, now we have a very clean foreground selection here where we've subtracted that from the radial gradient. Now we also have this sky selection, so I can subtract the sky, and we can see it didn't do a perfect job. So now we can use that select object again. We could subtract with our select object, make that a little bit smaller, and go just where along the edge. And we could say that did a pretty good job. Look at that. We can see we have a very nice feathered edge down here at the bottom where we have just this midground selected. I'm going to toggle off the Show Overlay, and we can see before and after, we're really bringing out a whole lot of detail, or bringing this subject into focus. Now, we're not quite done yet on this image. The other thing I want to do is to bring out the light that is hitting the rim of this foreground here. I don't want to brighten up the entire foreground, but I do want to bring out the light that's already hitting the edges of this sort of framing element in the foreground. And again, I can create a new mask, go over here to Select Object, and we're going to bring and brush in the entire object, or the entire foreground here. Around the entire thing, we're just going to be a little bit rough with it. This tool is very smart. And so we can go just like this around the entire object. It's going to think for a second to detect the object. And we can see it did almost a perfect job. We're missing a little bit down there in the corner, but that doesn't matter. What we're going to do then is to increase the whites of this, because I want to see all of that detail. I want to see all of that nice color, or that nice luminosity being brought out along the edge. And I could also increase our color temperature a little bit, maybe increase the exposure just a touch as well. Of course, if I toggle on that Show Overlay, we don't want it affecting the entire foreground. We only want it to affect the rim here. So at this point, we can hold down Alt or Option, and then intersect our object selection mask with a brush. And from here, I can just brush in that light along the edge of our foreground, just like so, just like that. I'm going to hit O to toggle off the show overlay. I'm going to go a little bit stronger in here. I think it's a little bit too weak. So just like that. And then we can see before and after, before and after. And you can really see at this point how much depth we're adding to this. We're getting a ton of color separation and depth in between our foreground, our midground, and our background layers. Let's go ahead and turn this off to see before and after. Two very simple masks, took me just a couple minutes, and we can make our photo that much more impactful. Let's go ahead and move on to our next image here. This one is from the Vermillion Cliffs Wilderness in Arizona. And again, for this one, I'm going to do something a little bit similar using that object selection tool. I want to increase the rim light hitting these edges here. We already have a ton of these great layers, but I want to emphasize the light hitting it. I want to emphasize the depth of this photograph. And we can very, very easily do that using our object selection. So the first thing I'm going to do is again, open up our masking panel. And I think in this one, again, I'm going to start off with a radial gradient. So just like this. And I want to emphasize the light hitting here. You know, I don't want any light on this left-hand side of the image because that is in shadow. It's going to look unnatural if I'm adding light there. However, it's going to look good if it's hitting this right-hand side of the image. So I'm going to create a big radial gradient just like so. So just like this. And again, we can go ahead and increase the exposure of this a little bit, maybe increase the shadows, maybe increase the warmth just a little bit as well. And then we can subtract with our select object this edge over here. I'm going to show the overlay just so we can easily see where this radial gradient is affecting. And I can subtract this left-hand side of the image just like that. And then we can easily see before and after, before and after. We're just adding in just that little bit of extra light. I think we've increased or blown out the sky a little bit too much, so we can just subtract the sky there, and we can go ahead and recover that. And then so now the next part is I want to add just a little bit of highlights, a little bit touching the tops of these teepees back here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new mask. This time let's do a linear gradient. And let's go ahead just like this. So it's just affecting the tops of these teepees here. Maybe I could bring this down a little bit more. Again, I can increase the exposure on this, increase the whites on that. And then I can go ahead and click on or hold down the Option or Alt key and then intersect with a select object. And I'm going to hit O to show my overlay. And then I'm going to intersect this linear gradient and this dodging we've done with just this section of the teepees. Look how good of a job that did. I'm going to toggle off the show overlay so you can see before, after, but we're not done yet. I also want to do it to this section of this feature right here, or this section of the rock formation. So again, I'm going to create a new mask. We can go to a linear gradient. So just like so. And again, same exact process. You can increase the exposure, increase the whites, maybe a little bit of color temperature in there. And then again, we can intersect with a select object just over this object that we're trying, or just this section of the image that we're trying to affect. So just like so, we can easily see before, after, and if it's too much, I can take down the amount slider right here. So just like so. And again, I can do that to this foreground one here. So again, I'm going to do a linear gradient. So just like so, increase the exposure, increase the whites, increase the color temperature just a little bit. And then just once again, intersect with a select object, just like this to our foreground. So just like that. And again, we can see if I toggle all these masks off, and then on, off, and then on, we're adding in this really nice directional light. But we're not quite finished yet, because I think this foreground and the midground here are a little bit too connected. And again, I can use this object selection to further accentuate the layers to add depth to this photograph. So right here, I think it's too bright. So I can again darken this down using our object selection. So I'm going to create a new mask with a linear gradient. So just like so. And then now I'm going to darken the exposure. I can bring it down, and then I'm going to subtract with our select object, our foreground here. So I can subtract just like that. You can easily see, there we go. And now we have this really nice color contrast. We have dark to light, and then dark to light again. So we can easily see before and after, and we can see how much more depth we can add into this image with just a few clicks and our object selection tool. Moving on to our last image. This one is from Arizona again. This is from the beautiful southern Arizona near the Mexico border. And I love this image. I love the framing composition of this mountain in between these two saguaros. But there's a few things I don't love about this. One, I think the mountain should be the brightest and most exciting part of the image. But right now, the cactus on the left-hand side and the light hitting the cactus on the right-hand side are actually the brightest parts of the image. And it almost takes your eye away from the main subject rather than accentuating it and framing it. So I can easily go ahead and start adjusting this with our masking panel. So we can open up our new mask, use object selection, and again, brush over our saguaro here. Apologies if this is going a little bit slow. This was shot on a Mavic 4 Pro with one of those crazy 100 megapixel image sensors. Let's go ahead and add select object here to this cactus over here. So just like so. And at this point, it's going to take a second to think. There we go. And then I can take the highlights of this down. And I can take the whites of this down to tone down how bright that foreground is. So you can easily see before, after. And then if I want to brighten up the background, I can very easily click on these three dots and then say duplicate and invert the mask. And then from here, I have everything but the foreground sections of these cactus selected. So I can increase the exposure. I can increase the shadows or take away some of the shadows. I always forget exactly how to say that. And then we can see before, after, and we can see before and after. So just a couple of simple masks here, and we can really bring out or start bringing out the depth in this photograph. Now, let's say I want to add a little bit of light coming in from the side, hitting these mountains over here. I can do that by creating a new mask. We're going to use a radial gradient. And just like so, I can make it like this, make it quite big. We can angle it a little bit, just like that. And from here, I can go ahead and maybe increase the exposure of this. We're just kind of emulating this light source coming in from the right-hand side. We can also take away a little bit of the blacks. We can even increase the color temperature a little bit, maybe add a little bit of saturation in there. Of course, though, that is affecting the cactus right here on the right-hand side. So I can then again subtract with our select object tool. And just like this, brush away this cactus and have that nice, really hard edge there. Lightroom does such a good job with this. Toggle off the show overlay, and we can easily see before and after, just adding in that side light, adding in that little bit of extra light source. And I can toggle off all of these masks off and then on, off, where you can see that is just the background or the mountain is not the main focus. And we can just use a few masks and the object selection tool to again make it the main focal point in the image. So with that, I hope you are able to see just how powerful and useful the object selection tool is. Truly, it really has transformed how I approach editing in Lightroom, and I can tell a huge difference since before and after I started using it. If you'd like to join me on a photography adventure or workshop, head over to my website, warnerwildernessphotography.com. We've got trips all over the Southwest, Alaska, and beyond. Truly, a big thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.